All right. Hello, authors, book lovers, and storytellers. Welcome to another session here in Readers Magnet's featured author interview. My name is Leah, and I am your host for today. And with me is one of the Readers Magnet's featured author, and of course, one of our most valuable author. And today we are very happy and honored because she will be sharing to us what this book is all about, her as an author, and of course, the inspiration behind her book. So, yes, everyone, let's all welcome our one and only Miss Cynthia Giachino, author of the book Quiet Fear. All right. Hello, Cynthia. It's good to see you,
Hi,
even though virtually. But yeah, how are you doing?
feel good. I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing great as well, Cynthia. Thank you so much for asking. So, you know what? I'm very excited to have this discussion with you, this interview with you, because I've been hearing a lot of good stuff coming from your consultant, Bob, of course, and also Liz. An author who is very dedicated to her book. And this is the reason why we are in this platform because we will be tackling about your book, okay? But before we do that, Cynthia, before we introduce your book to our viewers, why not let's give us a bit of idea of who Cynthia Giachino is.
Okay, that's my
Mhm.
first question.
Yes, maybe a little bit of introduction about yourself.
I am
Right.
Cynthia J. Giachino. I was born and raised in northern Michigan. I lived a life that some people today would say off the grid. I lived way out in the country, and my father worked for at a hydroelectric power plant. So that's why we were in the middle of nowhere. I fell in love with writing when I was a junior in high school, and I went to school to be a teacher, and I
Mm.
taught. Yes, I graduated from Northern Michigan University in Marquette, Michigan, and I taught over 30 years of school, all various ages and special needs children. And now I'm
Wow.
retired and writing a book.
Right, right. From being a teacher to also helping kids in all generation, and right now, here you are in this new platform to share your story. Okay, thank you so much for that, Cynthia. And yes, this is the moment that we've been waiting for because it's time to know more about your book. But before you do that, do you have your book with you right now, Cynthia? Will you
Yes, I
show it to
do.
our viewers?
Okay.
Okay. All right, there you go.
It is.
There's a book, everyone. All right. Thank you so much for that, Cynthia. So, yes, first of all, Cynthia, I wanted to start with the title Quiet Fear. Can you tell us more about that? And what is this book all about?
Okay. Quiet Fear. This the title of the book came with me and a friend actually sitting and talking like we're doing right now. And for most of my life, the majority of my life, I had no voice to express what was going on to me emotionally. And if anybody's out there listening, if you've ever been really, really afraid and you scream and you're terrified, nothing comes out. It's like air, and the scream is not heard. And that's where the word quiet comes in, because I felt like I was screaming to the world, but I wasn't heard. So it was a quiet time in my life, a very lonely time. And fear is what was engulfing me. And fear is very controlling. It has a lot of power. And
Mm.
so it's kind of a opposites, but they go together because I was quiet, but I was so afraid. It's a quiet fear. It's a fear that many people have inside of them that are holding it in, but we just don't know how to get it out.
Yeah. Wow, that is awesome, Cynthia. So, the way that I understand your book, I believe that this is your own story, right? Now,
Yes.
that being said, Cynthia, can you tell us why you chose to write an biographical novel instead of like a memoir?
Okay. A memoir is when an author takes a specific event or
Mm-hmm.
time in their life, and they are writing the story themselves. So using first person, and an autobiography, it's someone else writing the book about you. And in
Mhm.
my autobiographical novel, it's a walk between fiction and nonfiction. And it's a true story. They're true words. The events that occurred are true, but it's a story of my whole life. And that's what an autobiographical is. It's a story of the author's entire life. However, they are telling the story through a character. And in my book, the character is Lily. And Lily starts as being born and goes all the way into her 60s. So there's many decades covered in the book. There's many threads of life. And she is my eyes, she's my voice, she's my emotions. And Lily will take you through quite a journey.
Yeah, quite a journey. You know what, Cynthia? The first things that you have mentioned earlier by sharing this story, I also like how you created this book because I believe that this book is also advocating for a specific cause and agenda to let someone be heard, to
Yes.
not be afraid to uncover things from the past. And you know what? This is very important. I can tell Cynthia that that your book, knowing that this is a successful creation of you sharing this experience, this story, especially knowing that this journey is, I believe that it's not an easy one, right? Because it would definitely brings back a lot of things, memories from the past. Now we wanted to know, where was the courage coming from? What event let's say led you to put this into writing?
Oh, what would one event that led me to put this into writing? I have always been held I hold life precious, okay? No matter what I went through, I still wanted to be here tomorrow, all right? I knew that tomorrow could be worse, it could be better. Who knows what tomorrow is going to bring? But I always wanted to see tomorrow. And through my whole life, I've been working with doctors and therapy and reading books and journaling to
Mm-hmm.
to work forward. And when I moved, I left a comfort. I lived for a long time in northern Wisconsin, and I moved out to Colorado. And when I moved, it was really hard for me to try to find friendships. And I found one, and we were talking in a swimming pool, and I wanted to approach her about my past, but I didn't want to scare her either. And that feeling inside of me that I couldn't voice myself again is what prompted me that, hey, I need to put this down. I need to share with the world my struggles and my accomplishments and my hope of looking forward. And that was my passion, and it sent me forward.
Hmm. Right. So there must be have emotional triggers that that
Oh
you
yeah.
encounter while
Mhm.
writing this book. And how did you handle that?
Emotional triggers, there's just so many of them. My abuse started when I was about 4, and the physical assaults ended at around 19. And then my therapy to start healing began after the birth of my son, when everything came flooding back to me. And triggers they're tricky, and it took a lot of work, but you identify them and you learn to depower them. And that is just acknowledging. So let's say I'm sitting here and I hear a noise, and it's a trigger of a noise that I heard back when I was being either assaulted, abused, or the child pornography that went on. And so I acknowledge that, and then I let that part of me know that, hey, I am 62 years old now. I am the adult. I am standing here. This is the moment. That is the past. You can stand behind me. You can hang on to my shirt, but you're never going in front of me again. Because when fear comes in front of me, then it starts to take over, and I get anxious and even a panic attack. So, learning how to handle your triggers and depowering them is very important to establish a normal day. Hmm.
Right. And you know what, Cynthia, I really like it because again, it's encouraging someone to, do not be afraid to talk about this as soon as possible, right?
As
Because if
possible.
not, then definitely it will really or it might lead to, let's say a serious mental health disorder. That's why it is also very important that we also have family, friends, someone that plays a very important role in this treatment. This is why, mental health professionals also highly encourage that patients with, let's say, a serious trauma or, let's say, PTSD, right?
Yes.
PTSD, to really tell others about their condition. And those
Yes.
people who is also listening must also have to have a better understanding, on how to act, on what would be the things that needs to be done, especially helping someone with with PTSD. And it's very important. Wow.
Yes.
This book is actually awesome, Cynthia. This book is awesome. Now, we also wanted to know, Cynthia, in your own words, how do you think that, writing this kind of books also empowers individuals, especially to women out there, who also experience the same things to, let's say, really have that courage in sharing their experiences, not to be afraid in uncovering things from the past?
Not to be afraid to uncover things from the past. Um, there, I think it's very important for my readers and anyone out there that has trauma, childhood trauma, or at any age. I think it's very important to, number one, believe in yourself and believe your feelings. They are real. They are to be acknowledged. They are to be heard. I know for many years I suppressed my feelings and what happened to me, and I just pretended it wasn't even real. And that is hurtful for us to heal. To heal, we need to come out with those. That quiet voice needs to get a little louder. And if you go to someone and you ask for help and they don't listen to you, move on to another person. Go on, just keep looking for that release and find someone, because there will be. I had to go through many doctors before I found one that really seriously wanted to sit down and work with me and help me.
That's nice. It's very important
So,
as well to really choose the right person whom you need to talk to, on how to really understand and how to comfort someone with this kind of situation, giving them the time to, to talk at their own pace. And it's very important not to also pressure them at the same time, right?
correct.
Because everything, it really takes time. Allowing them to be upset, what was happened, allowing them to feel, let's say, to feel neglected or disturbed, but at the same time, you are also helping them on what they need to what they're feeling right now by simple listening. Also, it's very important as well, Cynthia. One of the things that I really like about your book, because again, this book of yours is advocating for a specific cause and agenda. There's a lot of learning, a lot of better knowledge that everyone should really have. That's
Knowledge.
awesome. This is
Yes,
priceless, Cynthia. Hmm.
awareness is very important, and knowledge brings power.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Wow, I like that. Yes, and also Cynthia. Yep. So, we're very thankful as well, Cynthia, that you also, chose Reader's Magnet to be part of this journey, not just towards reaching your goals as an author, but it's also sharing your experience with us, sharing the story
Well,
about
thank
Cynthia
you.
Giachino.
You have all been
But
uplifting and cheery and bright, and that is very, very helpful for me too. So, very much.
yes, and Cynthia, right now, I also wanted you to take this opportunity to also invite our viewers for your upcoming book signing for the LA Times Festival of Books. So, yep, take the
Yeah.
stage, Cynthia.
Thank you.
Oh, yes, everyone. So Miss Cynthia Giachino will be on the LA Times Festival of Books. So she will be
Yes,
doing her book signing. So
yes,
definitely, this is going to be your chance to know her more as an author, and of course, what's this book is all about. More information about this book. So that would be happening on April 22nd to the 23rd in University of Southern California, Los Angeles, USC campus. And again, Cynthia, thank you so much for gracing with us today and choosing Reader's Magnet to be part of this journey. So, yes,
thank
everyone,
you.
Miss
And
Cynthia
I'm
Giachino, author of the
looking
book,
forward to
Quiet.
California. Yes, I'm going to be.
Yes, definitely.
Thank
Thank you
you so
so much for
much.
that, Cynthia. Yes, and
Thank you.
everyone, I'd like to also inform you that Cynthia's book is available in Amazon.com, Barnes& and Noble, and of course, her website, that would be www.cynthiajjakino.com. And you may also follow her on all the social media platforms she has. Thank you so much, Cynthia. And as we see it here in Reader's Magnet, we
Thank
share
you.
your story with the world. Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
readers. Thank you, Leah.